Hi everyone. This is my first video log, I guess. This is going to be one of those things that I really didn't want to put on here, but it's one that is being weighing on me quite heavily, and it's been hitting me quite hard, so I do apologise. I do need to just kind of offload a little bit. I am going to put a trigger warning out there. Look guys, it's probably going to be a little bit of everything, so you know, if it's not for you, it's not for you, I understand. I've never really had the best of relationships with my dad. Well, I've never really had a relationship with my dad. That was until a couple of years ago, and he started getting really sick. Now, at the time, we really didn't know what was going on. He was in and out of hospital, he was fainting, there was massive amount of blood loss, he was getting ill, pneumonia, there was infections. It was pretty bloody horrifying, to be honest. Now, partway through this, I ended up in hospital in Adelaide having my surgery, and because of that hoo-ha, I ended up getting my PTSD diagnosis, and I couldn't even, I tried that many times going to our local hospital, sitting at the door, trying to, muster up the courage just to go in and see him and, just sit by his bed, watch telly with him, just say, look, hey, I'm here. A couple of times I actually managed to get to his room without throwing up, but as soon as I got there, I got that sick, I had to run. Dad got diagnosed, 2 years ago now, with a condition called myasthenia gravis. Now, it's not something I would wish on my worst enemy. It's one of the worst fucking things I have ever seen someone go through. Don't get me wrong, my dad was a big boy, but he was pretty fit, he was healthy, he was involved with the Speedway group, he was going out there, he was going out to local, we have a motorcycle road racing track here. He was going out being a marshal out there. He was heavily involved in a local darts group. He was a SSO, and an after school hours care person. He was particularly dealing with children that a lot of teachers have said that, look, they're useless, they can't be taught, they're too violent, they're too stupid, they're too dumb. Dad would sit there and one-on-one, he would work with them and get them up and get them working. And I've seen my old man pick up a two-seater couch and manhandle it out of a house by himself, throw it on the back of a truck, go back into a house and grab more. This condition has really slowly started to. It's like in Australia, it's classified as a muscle wasting disease, but it's also an autoimmune disease. I'll try and describe it as best I can. Think of your leg between your thigh, where your muscle for your thigh and your calf meet is what's called a muscle joint. Now, for the message to go to move your leg, it travels between the two muscle joints. You've got muscle fibres. Now, in that fibre, you've got a fluid, and in that fluid, you've got something called acetylcholine. That is, think of it like water on the ground and to electricity wires. It helps the signal jump through, it helps the signal get through your hands, through your mouth, swallowing, breathing, everything. His version of myasthenia actually targets that acetylcholine. So it attacks his body, thinks that his body thinks that, when it sends a message to move his arm, his body is thinking that that's a deadly virus and it's attacking it. We went through 2 years of hell. It really was. Here in Australia, about 80 to 90% of people who are diagnosed with this condition die within the first 12 months. So we didn't know whether or not 12 months from diagnosis, whether or not Dad was going to be there for Christmas. So it was pretty bloody stressful. It was pretty full on. But then, Dad started getting better and better, and then 12 months on, he looked okay, and we thought, well, okay, what's going on? Have we beaten this? Is something going on? Is he pulling through? This is great. And I reckon it was about 6 or 7 months later, Dad crashed, and he went down hard. He was airlifted to our state capital, which is about 5.5, 6 hours away, by air ambulance, I guess you guys would call it. And the doctors had to petition our government to get approval for a trial medication. It was a radical left-wing trial, oh my God, I hope this works type of thing. And we were told, look, this is going to be a last resort medication for Dad. And we were waiting and waiting and waiting. And he was slowly getting worse. it was getting harder for him to walk. It was getting harder for him to... Sorry, it's starting to get to me. It was getting harder for him to do simple things around the house, and it got to the point where Dad had to go into a wheelchair. We ran out of options, you know. It had to happen, and I could see it hit him. It hit him hard. It was pretty easy to see, and Mum, God bless her, is doing her best, trying to be there, trying to keep his spirits up. We're all trying to keep his spirits up, trying to help him, trying to push him along, and it looked like the medication was working. The Rituxan was working, and he got strong for about 12 months, and let me tell you, that 12 months was nothing short but a gift. It really was. It was really good. He still had to go into the chair every now and then, but he was able to get up. He was able to move more. He was able to get out with the grandkids. He was able to be involved with the family. It was really, really cool. And now it's gotten quite bad. The Rituxan has failed. His body has I don't know. It's not working. So now he's had to undergo surgery. He's had 2 arteries on top of his chest. These had about here, I think it is. He's got 2 tubes coming up now, where they do a treatment called plasmapheresis, which is where it's like dialysis. They pump the blood out of him, they strip the plasma out, he gets donor female plasma, and then it's pumped back into him. This is it. This is the only treatment that we have. He is on some medication to try and help with the side effects of the mycena, but it is now at the point where the medication is starting to do serious damage to his body. But if we take him off the medication, the disease will be debilitating. It's, you know, I was able to kid myself before, you know. I've now realised that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. that this disease is going to take him. I'm going to have no choice. I'm going to have to bury my dad. And I really don't know what to do. Look, to be honest with you, the stress is doing a number on me. My medication, my PTSD, and has gone up quite dramatically. I'm not sleeping. My nightmares are something quite bad. My anger is out of control. It's, I just don't know how you deal with something like this. Like, I know it's hard losing someone, and I know it's hard, especially losing someone that you care about, but Dad's only 60, and to look at him the way this disease has taken him, just to read the reports, and if you didn't see him, you would think he was late 80s, 90s. It really sucks. I sit here and I think, why does such a gentle, caring person who has done no wrong, he genuinely cares for his family, his community, his grandchildren. Like, I guarantee you, every single buddy here in PTSD Buddies, if you were to meet my father down the street and you were hungry and he was carrying something to eat, he would give it to you. He's the type of man who would keep you the shirt off his back to keep you warm. He really is. He if I end up being half the man my father is, I would consider myself to be extremely lucky. And there are really low-life type evil scumbag people in this world who get to live long lives. And I just, I can't fathom it. I can't understand it. How it's always the people who make this world better that are taken. It's just, I don't know. I really don't know what to do. things are dark. You know, it's when things are this bad, it's really, really hard to see the light. And try as I may, every time I see a speck of light, I just seem to tumble down that hole just a little bit more. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and jump in the shower and try and just calm down and try some calming techniques and hope to God I don't have an asthma attack. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate it.